This Good Morning Northwest morning sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
All right, it's 6:53. Let's get you ready for your Monday here in the morning sprint.
Sydney Charles has new details on Israel's war with Hamas.
A cold front is moving in after lunchtime. Mark has your forecast just ahead.
But first, breaking news out of central Washington.
Now, this image shows a crash that happened earlier this morning near Cle Elum between a semi, a DOT transportation truck, and a patrol car. According to Washington State Patrol, there were only minor injuries in the crash. DOT says one lane of westbound I-90 is now back open. That's just as of a few minutes ago. It had been closed for a few hours. State Patrol says it will release more details about the crash later this morning. We'll let you know when we learn more.
When we take a look at the temperatures that we have as we wake up and thinking about heading out, well, it's on the cool side, but not cold. 54 downtown, 47 into 9 Mile, and, well, you've got 48 into Coeur d'Alene. Our forecast radar, it's this afternoon this cold front arrives, so we're going to see the clouds, and then the rain showers coming in about 1, 2 o'clock potentially, and then we're going to see things clear and get cool overnight. Tomorrow we clear out. Today's high is going to be 68 degrees, well above average.
As Israel's war with Hamas continues, a new agreement will allow people to safely escape through the Palestinian territory's southern border today. Now, that deal comes as Americans scramble for seats on emergency flights out of the region and as Israeli troops prepare for a potential ground incursion into Gaza. This morning, the number of people killed on both sides is now nearly 4,000, including more than 24 U.S. citizens. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken arrived in Jerusalem earlier today for talks with Israeli officials. Live coverage on Israel's war with Hamas is coming up next on Good Morning America.
The U.S. Justice Department opened a federal hate crime investigation into the stabbing death of a 6-year-old boy. Authorities in Plainfield, Illinois have charged 71-year-old Joseph Zuba with murdering the boy and stabbing his mother because they are Muslim amid the ongoing war between Israel and Hamas. The landlord is now facing first-degree murder and hate crimes charges. President Biden also calling the stabbings horrific.
Spokane is joining cities across the nation that have held rallies in response to the war in Israel. A rally for Israel took place yesterday in Riverfront Park. Many members of Spokane's Jewish community sharing words, stories, and support for Israel. There was an enhanced number of police officers there, but everything remained peaceful. The organizers say they were overwhelmed by the turnout and the support.
This is National Teen Driver Safety Week. Law enforcement agencies around the country are encouraging parents to talk to your teens about safe driving habits. According to the CDC, car crashes are the #1 cause of death for teenagers in the U.S. The National Road Safety Foundation's David Reich says before kids even start driving, parents have a responsibility to lead by example. He says distractions like phones, eating, and talking with friends are a problem for young drivers. Talking to your kids about limiting these could save their life.
In news around the nation this morning, Republican Representative Jim Jordan of Ohio is pushing to be the next Speaker of the House. He's hoping to succeed the recently ousted Kevin McCarthy, who lost the role in large part due to members of his own party. The Republican conference nominated Jordan for Speaker last week after Steve Scalise dropped out of the race. The House is expected to hold a vote for House Speaker tomorrow.
Pickleball fanatics can gear up and get ready to serve and dink and lob. A new facility with indoor courts may soon be built near downtown Spokane. Records show it could be built at the corner of Lincoln and Mallon. A pre-development application shows the city shows the Wonderground Indoor Sports Facility is a nearly 13,000 square foot property that would have pickleball courts, a cafe, and virtual golf. Members of Spokane's pickleball community say they are excited about it.
Community members in East Central Spokane unboxed some of their favorite memories this weekend. People brought everything from photographs to books to the Carl Maxey Center to recognize and honor Black history. The goal is to create a place for the public to have easier access to Black history. People can still bring materials to the Spokane Public Library to add to the archive. You can find more information about the digital archives on KXOY.com.
Monday Night Football takes over our airwaves at 5 o'clock as the Cowboys take on the Chargers. You can watch special editions of 4 News Now before the game at 3 and 4, and then right after the game is over as well. Hey, we'll see you for a check of weather right after this break.